YouTube has decided to not share my videos with everyone who subscribes. Please follow me on social media to stay up to date. Ah, Rick and Morty, Reddit tier intellectualism on Cartoon Network, which is also Reddit tier intellectualism, so to speak. I know it's kind of a running gag. I actually find the show to be pretty intelligently written, but I am glad that we're getting another season. It turns out we're getting a lot more than just one season. Right, we're looking at Rick and Morty's been renewed for 70 episodes. But you gotta love the question here. How many seasons will that be? 7. Ultimately 7. It's gonna be 5 or 7. And the reason why we'll get to the reason why it's gonna be 70 episodes. We're gonna get to the reason why. Anyway, it says here that earlier this year there was some concern about the complicated discussions taking place about Rick and Morty to get renewed for season 4. Now it appears there was a good reason for the extended negotiations, and that's true. People were like, what's going on with Rick and Morty? Season 3 ended a long time ago. Why hasn't there been a season 4 renewal? Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Is it the Szechuan sauce situation? Is it the Szechuan sauce situation? Did it just completely kill the credibility of the show with Cartoon Network? And the answer to that is clearly not, because they don't give a shit. They don't give a shit. They don't care. They to them, that's great promotion, right? Like, they can be a little bit sore at McDonald's for bringing it back, but McDonald's kind of brought that on themselves, to be fair. Yeah, I'm victim blaming McDonald's on this one. Okay, deal with it. Now it says here, The Hollywood Reporter has news that Rick and Morty season 4 renewal. However, there's clearly much more than that, a renewal for just one season. Unfortunately, what's not clear is how those episodes are going to be spaced out over time. The renewal is merely described as a long-term deal that has no time frame for when the episodes will air. And that's kind of the thing with Rick and Morty, isn't it? Isn't that kind of the thing with them? That's their whole deal, man. Is it's like, oh, we come out, we want to come out, you know, whatever. Like, they don't have a strict timeline to it, and that actually probably works out well for them ultimately. But at the same time, it's kind of like fans are going, hey, what the fuck, dude? What the fuck, bro? So it says here that the renewal is merely described as a long-term deal that has no time frame for when the episodes will air. Now, the first season of Rick and Morty had 11 episodes, while the second season and third season had 10 episodes each. If the new seasons of Rick and Morty follow suit, then at the very least, we're going to be getting 7 more seasons of the raunchy cosmic misadventures. But considering how long series co-creators Justin Roiland and Dan Harmon have taken to get new seasons of the series off the ground, not to mention the long process of creating animated shows, we're likely looking at Rick and Morty being around for at least another decade. But the thing here, you got to keep that in mind, is it's not going to be that long. Okay, so they've done 3 seasons. They're probably going to start upping it to 15 episodes a season, maybe, which would take them, or maybe it's going to be like, 12 episodes a season, right? And then after 4 seasons, that puts them, or 4 or 5 seasons, that puts them at close to the 70. It could be a little bit longer. They could have Christmas specials. Who knows what they're going to do, right? They're probably going to make more episodes here. But here's the thing, what I want to talk about with that 70 episode number being important here. Now, it goes on to say that this is not only good news for Rick and Morty fans, but for those making the Adult Swim series. This new 70 episode order pushes the entire series to 101 episodes, which is enough to get that sweet, sweet syndication money. After considering how much people are watching The Office in syndication on Comedy Central since it arrived earlier this year, that's a big deal. And that's true. Not only that, but I'm pretty sure they're still happening right now, but you had a whole bunch of freaking streams on YouTube that were running Rick and Morty episodes 24/7, just on a loop, 24/7, and at any time of day. You could sit there and find around 62 to 6,500 people watching concurrently. That's a lot of people watching Rick and Morty. I mean, these were like trending streams. There's a whole bunch of animated shows that were being looped like that. And then the whole conversation came out about like, oh, but what about piracy and copyright? And YouTube's like, no one struck it down yet, so we're leaving it up. Because they're also getting the ad revenue off that as well, because whoever was running these streams was in fact running ad revenue. Now, basically it says that the Rickmobile is going back to San Diego for Comic-Con, and I don't care much about that. Comic-Con in and of itself at this point is kind of a waste. But look, Rick and Morty is a good show. It's a good show that's ultimately been ruined by the new normie fans that have come in, and I don't think I'm the only one to make that claim. The whole Szechuan sauce debacle was, man, that was a debacle. That was annoying as shit. But at the same time, it was also funny because we gotta watch people respond to not getting their hands on Szechuan sauce that was popular in 1998. So, reasons and stuff, right? But the show has brought a whole bunch of new fans in, and it's kind of alienated the original fans, like the old school ones that have kind of become hipster. And I know I made a joke about Reddit intellectualism, but that is, again, a bit of a running meme in regards to this. I do think the show is very smartly written. I think the show is smartly acted. I like the characters. I like the adventures, and I like the settings. And no, I'm not a Reddit intellectual, okay? I mean, just because I have the app on my phone and I pay for the premium, Jesus, leave me alone. But the point is, it's good stuff. I like it, and it's coming back for more. What I'm going to think happens here is part of the longer extended negotiation was because, yes, a syndication, but they also put a timetable in for getting the episodes done. They probably are allowing them a lot more money for production in order to speed everything up, as well as bringing on more writers. To get this kind of order through, Cartoon Network is probably putting in a lot of money on this in order to facilitate a faster turnaround time. Before, if you look at some of the behind the scenes stuff, it does kind of feel like it's a bit smaller of an operation to get the show off the ground. Now this is hitting prime time. This is hitting the big leagues, and they want this to be around for quite some time. So I'm assuming that this is going to be around 4 or 5 more seasons of the show, which is fine with me. And then once, if it ends at 101 episodes and it goes into syndication, then everyone involved will make a lot more money, and McDonald's will have even more of a reason to keep bringing back Szechuan sauce on an annual basis.